It's a great day to talk hockey on HabsCast.
Well, yeah, great day, I guess, usually. Whoops. I'm doing it anyway. It's Saturday night.
I try not to drink to hide my sorrows.
Well, that's my first beer. I thought it was going to be a celebratory one. In fact, this was the thumbnail that I had ready during the second intermission. My YouTube thumbnail was this. First place overall.
So it's your fault.
I was being optimistic. I think I jinxed them.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think the Bell Center staff has to stop supplying the referees with Ritz crackers, bowls of Ritz crackers in the dressing room, because clearly the two refs still had their mouths full of crackers when they went out for that period, and they couldn't blow the whistle. Did you? How many interference calls did they miss? And you know what? It led directly to 2 goals by the Rangers, where, well, Demidov got mugged, Matheson got mugged. Yeah. There were 2 or 3, and then why was that not icing in the last minute when, like, Hudson could have gone 100 mile an hour? Why was that? I missed that part. Maybe I missed something on that, but
I don't know. You can come up with any kind of excuse or explanation, because I don't have one.
I was surprised that the Bell Center crowd didn't get on them a little more than they did, because I was just sitting there going, what the hell is going on? The third period, that was like the poorest officiating I've seen of the season so far, I think. And it contributed to them losing the game. So a little pissed off at the refs tonight. Going into it, I didn't know who they were really, but I will know now who these guys are. And no, that was very disappointing refereeing. I'm not blaming it completely on that or anything, but it didn't help. Monty.
Well, they did go out of their way to make sure that nobody got any power plays after a certain amount of time. Wow. They figured each team got a power play goal, and that was it.
What did Newhook get a frickin' penalty for on that? For getting his head slammed into the ice. Well, he got 2 minutes
you can't
for
assault
what?
The ice like that.
Yeah, 2 minutes for hitting the ice so hard. Like, give me a break. That was just, I don't know. Did Bettman say, no, I'm from New York. My favorite team is New York. Don't call any penalties in the third. Anyway, I'm having another drink.
I don't blame you. And you were going on about you're about to start with Montembeault, and
I was. That's my.
I got to say that was not a stellar performance on his part.
Again, he's letting in a goal. I don't know what it is with his glove this year, and I'd like to know what the miles per hour is on these softies that he lets in every night. But it's got to be about 70, 75 miles per hour. And I can't. That's way too fast for me. He's letting in a soft goal every game. His save percentage, Blain, is .857. Now,
that's not good.
Your starting goalie cannot have a save percentage of .857. I'm sorry. The Canadians even, they've been getting off to slow starts. They had a 2-0 lead after 3:42. Allowed 1 shot on goal in the first 11 minutes. I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna breeze to a win here. Slask's gonna get 5 points. They're just rolling, and then it just But Dobes is 940, and Monty is 857. Now, after a couple of games, you say, it's early, but. He's had the bulk of the starts now. You got to go back. You got to come back with Dobes next game again.
I would have to say he gets to start on Monday.
You just have to, you know. Yes, Monte's the starter, and please, none of these, you know, oh, we got to get him, showcase him for the Olympics. Marty St. Louis' job isn't showcasing players for Olympics; it's to get in the friggin' playoffs. And right now, Dobes gives them a better chance of winning. Not saying in 2 weeks' time that it won't be different. Goalies can be, you know how goalies are. They're unpredictable. They're inconsistent. Like Dobes had that fantastic start last year, right? But it went on 5-6 games. He saved the season for them. Well, maybe he's got to do it again. Maybe, you know, he can have hot streaks and bad streaks. Right now he's on a hot streak. If you like that number's 940, but if you include the preseason, like he's about 970 right now. His save percentage counting preseason. He's
on a heater.
Well, 970 versus 857. You know,
a little bit better, just slightly better.
Right. Well, I hope that the capologist also, you know, he works with the GMs, the managers and stuff, the numbers guy. Well, I hope that, I hope they pass them on to the coaches to say, here, look at these numbers. Look at these, you know, you got to start Dobes. That's my, anyway. There's my little rant. I feel a little better. I'm going to have another drink. First beer of the night, by the way.
I would have to imagine that they're going to go with Dobes in the next game. And I'm not sure what it is with those long shots unscreened from the point, but there seems to have been a lot of goals on Montembeault in that manner over the last few years. Maybe he needs, I don't know, maybe he needs to change his prescription for his glasses. I have no idea why that's happening, honestly. But we can't really blame him particularly.
I will.
Out of the 4 goals, one of them was bad. The other 3, I mean, legitimate. But the Canadians had full control of that first period, and then they just dropped off the face of the cliff.
Yeah, for sure. No, but Dobes might have saved 1 or 2 of those shots.
Might have, right? Yeah, I would say probably 2 of those.
So
out of those 4,
he's a bit bigger, I think, probably. Maybe those shots from the point, don't go over his shoulder or whatever the case may be. But right now, that's the biggest, because really there wasn't anybody on defense that really you could say had a terrible game, really.
No.
Matheson still, these many games into the season, how many brain cramps have we seen from him this year?
I don't think I've really seen any.
Maybe one play normally by now he's into the double digits, right? So there were positives. Anderson, we saw a power horse tonight. Didn't get a goal, but I really liked Anderson's game tonight. He was the power horse was firing on all cylinders. I really liked Josh Anderson's game, and Demidov. He's getting
a strong game.
He's getting more and more confident to try, the moves that we saw in the KHL last year. Mm-hmm. Man, oh man, he's slick, eh? You see when he went back to the bench and Anderson was just grinning and tapped him after one of those, and Kapanen's there like he always does, just stone face, eh? Cappy's a funny.
He's stoic.
He's very stoic. I love Cappy. There were some interesting things. Marty, when he shortens the bench, Cappy's there, right? I I know it's 4-on-4. Slav didn't get out. They, it's always Caulfield and Suzuki, and then followed it up Newhook. Newhook's kind of his pet this year. He's putting him out in a lot of important situations, and he's playing okay.
He's playing well.
He made a nice pass there. Geez, real nice setup that I thought might be the tying goal again, but utilizing his speed, right? But
yeah,
they took Kapanen off and put Bolduc on with Newhook and Demidov, which, is that a sign of things to come?
I don't think so. I think it's more the type of game that they were in. New York
Yeah.
turned a track meet into a UFC fight. That's probably why Anderson looked as good as he did, because he excels in those really aggressive games. And
Right.
putting Bolduc out in that kind of game makes a little bit more sense at the end like that, because he's that dog that likes to go straight to the net. He doesn't care about what the other team's trying to do. He's just trying to barrel through it.
Yeah. Kevin McDermott says Matheson had a few brain cramps tonight. He was terrible. Oh, okay. Very good, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. There's always got to be he's always going to be a whipping boy with some people. He could be first team All-Star, and there'd be people saying trade him because he sucks. But anyway, I didn't see it. Maybe I'll go back and have another look at the tape, but I have not seen brain cramps from Matheson this year so far. Nothing flagrant anyways. He's playing so well. Nice to see Dobson get one. Let's have a quick look at the stats here. Yeah. So ice time wise, Matheson 24 minutes. Wow, Marty must have missed the brain cramps. He played 24 minutes.
Well, that top pairing I thought played fairly well over that entire game. They stood up to the pounding they were taking in their own zone, and they were able to get the puck out of there pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And what stands out here?
What stands out to me was the how well Demidov played. I mean, when he was on the ice, it felt like the Canadians completely controlled the game, almost every shift.
Yep. Kapanen was really good tonight too. I loved Kapanen's game. He
was strong.
He gets his stick on so many pucks. Sorry.
Yeah.
He causes a lot of turnovers with his anticipation of the play, and getting his speed is good. He gets to the puck a lot and causes a lot of havoc in the offensive zone. It was one of his best games. I know he didn't score today. He had a couple of really good chances, but I really like Kapanen tonight. He was solid again. Demidov, though, yeah. Bolduc is not. I think he's a little lost on the power play sometimes. I'm finding that he's not really sure yet. He hasn't really found his comfort zone on the Habs power play there. He looked a lot more effective.
He double clutched on that power play. He had a couple of chances and he double clutched.
Yeah. He wasn't doing that last year at the end of the year with St. Louis. He was, we haven't really seen that yet, right? But he I think you need to replace him with Demidov for a bit on the first power play, or Slav, one of the two. Get him off there. I notice in Hudson tonight a couple times, Slav ready, like the pass for Hudson was to Slav on the he was ready for the one-timer there, and he defers. Just Matheson used to do it too, and I I guess, Slav isn't scoring a lot of goals from there, so maybe they don't trust him with it. But he steady shovels it over to Suzuki, and they lose the puck and comes down and almost score. But the clear open man was Slav, and he was ready. He had his stick ready for the one-timer, and Hudson didn't dish it over to him. And I've seen that a few times where Hudson doesn't necessarily like to pass the puck to Slav unless he really has to. But so if that's going to keep happening, then maybe Slav's got to be the guy that comes off, because Hudson's going to dish. He's going to dish it to Demidov. I mean, you'd have to be brain dead not to, give it to the dynamic kid that can just, that can create, right? So one of the two.
He was waving his magic wand and just creating scoring chances. Right.
No, for sure. We got lots of comments here. People weigh in when, you blow a game like that. No lead is safe when Monty is in net. Yeah, well, no, like that. Let's not overreact to it, but he's getting beat at least once a game. He's letting in a goal that you wish that he wouldn't. And if you're going to be an elite team, if you're going to contend, you can't have that from your goalie. You need better goaltending. So
yeah, he needs to make that one extra save, that the one that you don't really expect. You're not looking for him to pitch a shutout, but like Grant Fuhr back in the day, he made that one extra save.
Right.
And they win more often than not. But I mean, the Canadians gave up a lot of high danger chances in the second and third periods.
They did. They played a little loose tonight,
Yeah.
I thought Struble,
like they bought their own hype after the first.
Yeah, I think so. I thought Struble had another pretty solid game. I didn't mind his game. He picked up a point tonight too, I believe.
He did.
Dobson got a goal. Nobody with 2 points tonight, right?
No.
One of those nights. But Demidov, what a nice playmaker he is. Jeez, he gets
unreal.
Dobson.
How did he fall to 5? How?
Dobson and Alex Newhook 3 shots each. Okay. Yeah. I know. Did you see my tweet out there?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because I said exactly that.
Great minds and all, right?
Yeah, that's right. Slav had 3 hits. Yeah. Face-off wise, wow, Newhook was 57% tonight. Well, there you go. I suppose if you keep throwing him in there, will be a night that he finally wins more than he loses. So, hallelujah. Owen Beck, 71%. Becker was the main man in the face-off circle tonight.
He didn't play a lot, but when he did play, I thought he controlled the game.
Yeah, I love that forecheck where he came roaring in there, and he almost single-handedly created a goal there with a heavy forecheck. And Beck, I said to myself, Beck's playing like a guy that doesn't just want a 1-game call-up,
That's right.
And
he was playing within himself too. He was playing to his strengths, the face-offs, that forecheck. He was doing well along the boards, and it was more positioning. He was always above the puck, so he could be trusted to play more minutes. He's showing it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I liked his game more than Boleno tonight. And Joe does a lot of skating, but when it's a little frustrating when he gets into the offensive zone and he just dead ends himself there a little too often, where not overly creative. And I think that's what's kind of curtailed his ability to utilize the skill that he does have, the speed to carve out an NHL, like a regular NHL career so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but his favorite play seems to be fly in on the wing, do a button hook by turning away from the net, going
Right.
back up the blue line, then trying to bring it back down but losing it at the ringette line.
Yeah. Yeah. He loves the button hook. And
Not sure why he
yeah,
could do so much more.
yeah, he could. Yeah, no, I agree. And we're not getting a huge amount of people tuning in tonight. Hey, if they'd have won, we'd be at 2,000 probably, you know.
More likely.
It's funny how it works, eh? What about Bolduc, Kapanen, and Demidov on the line? Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that. They want to keep putting Newhook with Evans and Anderson. You know, put them out as a line and put these guys together. I'd like to see that.
That'd be a lot of speed on a line with Evans, Anderson, and Newhook.
Yeah, it would. It would. And yeah, Dan, thank you, Dan. That pass from Demidov to Suzuki is a good indication to put Demi on the PP1. Yeah, well,
oh yeah,
I think we're going to see it sooner rather than later. I mean,
it's hard to keep him off of that top unit. The way he's been playing and improving every game.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's making St. Louis' mind up for him. He has to put him on.
Well, you know, it was the same way with Hudson last year, right? They, you know, after 5 games, they're saying, put him on the first power play, you know, replace Matheson with Hudson. I mean, it was just obvious, right? But Marty doesn't like to hand that stuff to the rookies, you know. He's protecting them to a certain degree, especially Kapanen. Yeah. But although, you know, I got thinking, how many rookie centers are regular penalty killers when they come into the league? It's not that.
No, not a
it's
lot.
Not that common, is it?
No.
So
it's hard to find someone that defensively responsible at that age.
Yeah. So he does trust his defensive game. He just, I don't think, and I mean, you know, he's probably right that it just his offensive game isn't. When he's looking for a goal, he doesn't trust Kapanen at this point to be one of the ones that can do it. And again, you know, the last 5 minutes when they need a goal, Evans and Anderson are out there, a couple of shifts, like Evans, Gallagher, and Anderson. You know, he trusts the vets to come through, but how many goals? Like Evans and Anderson still don't have a goal, do they?
No, they don't.
So I don't know. I just I question why, you know, when they need a goal, it's not like Evans wasn't getting enough ice time or something like that. Let's have a look here again. Ice time for Evans, 15:39. So, you know, he got plenty of ice. So probably about 6th or 7th on the forward group in ice time. Anyway, I'm just, you know, I don't have trust that Evans is going to score a goal. Like, he's just not. You know, last year he didn't score a lot. This year, it doesn't seem like he's going to score at all. You know, I love his play away from the puck. I like his defensive play. I like him taking faceoffs, but I don't like him out there when you need a goal late in the game.
Yeah, he's more the matchup shutdown kind of guy. And with Kapanen, I mean, sure, St. Louis may not trust his offensive game like you said, but that's saying a lot for a player who's leading all rookies in goal scoring.
Right. Like, why not? If you're leading all rookies in goal scoring and 3 goals, like, you know, he's on a 40-goal pace. Evans looks like he's not going to score for 40 games. You know, I just, it's disappointing that he keeps putting Evans out there late in games when they need a goal, and benching Kapanen and Slav, and anyway, it's a little puzzling. And Slav, had his second goal tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Matheson bad tonight. Okay, well, I guess I should have watched him a little closer. There seems to be, of course, there is, Matheson has been a whipping boy for 3 years, so I'll take those comments with a grain of salt. Like, he's always seems to be the guy that people have to rag on. But, if he was so bad, why did he play 25 minutes? That's, I don't know. Coaches didn't see it either. So, what are the chances on Cap getting Rookie of the Year over Demi? Yeah. Well, I mentioned that last, him being a center, him leading all rookies in goal scoring. I mean, if he leads all rookies in goals as a centerman, two-way centerman, killing penalties, he'll be in the running. But I don't know. I think Demi's just getting started.
Oh yeah.
Just getting warmed up. I could see.
I'd like to see him.
Points.
Yeah, of course. 60 points would be great for Demidov. And if Kapanen somehow pulled off the 40-goal season like he's on pace for, hell, give it to either one. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, they're both in the running, and that's kind of cool for 2 straight years to. I mean, it had been 40 plus. It'd been since Dryden 50 or whatever, since somebody had, since they had won the Calder. So, who else? What other, things stood out for you tonight?
It's just the way that the team kind of took its foot off the gas when the physicality was being picked up. I was really hoping to see more of a pushback, and not necessarily in like a physical punch you in the face kind of pushback, but more slamming on the gas even more, trying to push the pace further, because the Rangers do not have the horses to keep up. So with them grinding it down, it turned into a Rangers style game. Whereas I'd like to see the Canadians impose their will on a game for an entire 60 minutes. And they didn't do that. Right. And that, to me, that's what stood out.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. What do you think? What do you think Quick was so upset with Hudson about there?
Hudson's making more money than him?
He certainly is.
That was weird. I don't know.
He went out to center ice, and I mean, what did Hudson do? He got hit. He hit the guy back. Jacka came in and fought the guy, and Quick's all pissed off at Hudson. Like, he came out to center ice. He's pointing. Hudson must have done something in the offensive zone before that, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe he said something.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like, that's not like Hudson to, you know what I mean? I don't know. That one was a weird one.
It was bizarre.
Montreal MUFC. With Dobes being solid on Thursday, he deserved to start. I think we need to go with the guy who's hot from now on, plain and simple. Well, I think it's safe to say that they will strongly consider putting him in the next game. Monday, that's a 2-day turnaround. Dobes is playing well, so, what will that be, 5-3? Or no? How many starts has Monty had?
Well, yeah, that would be if Dobes starts, it'd be his third, so that it would be 5-3.
5-3? I mean, that's fair, right? 50-30. That's kind of what I've expected anyways, right?
Yeah, that's the pace I would hope for.
Yeah. So, I think something along those lines.
Funny. Now, I don't expect with Buffalo at home, they would give it to Dobes, but at the same time, it's Buffalo at home in Montreal. They may see it as a way of getting Monty's feet under him.
Right. No, exactly. This was the very first comment at about 7 o'clock this morning, or 7:30. Kapanen saw time on the power play. Too bad Liam isn't here tonight to discuss it with Grant. Yeah. You know what? They alternated. It was weird. They put Newhook on the first one and took him off and put Kapanen on the second one. And they scored on the first one with the Newhook on the ice. And well, no, that's not good enough. We're going to have to change it up. It's weird. The second unit finally scores a goal, and they take a guy off of the second unit after, which I don't know. I guess they had it planned ahead of time that they'd alternate them or something. But Cappy had a couple of good chances in the slot. Oh, if he'd have buried his fourth, that would have been nice. I would have hopped off the couch. But yeah. I wouldn't have minded having Leon talk about that and to talk about Struble getting more ice time than his boy Arbor, because apparently Arbor was way better than Struble in the preseason, which we kind of had a disagreement on that. Struble 16-22, Arbor 10-20. So I don't know, Liam. Looks like the coaching staff is trusting Strubes a bit more than Jackeye right now. But, obviously he's playing with Hudson, so he's going to get more. Right?
They trust him more with Hudson than they do Jackeye with Hudson. So by virtue of just that, he would get more ice time.
Right, but they also trust him more, then. Because Hudson's going to play a regular shift, right? And Jackeye, I noticed, Carrier had different partners throughout the game. It wasn't just Jackeye going out with Carrier in the third pairing every time. They kind of worked him in here and there, and Rempe didn't look like he wanted to go with Arbor. Did you get that feeling when?
I don't know. No, I was a little bit blinded on that one. I didn't get that inkling.
Okay, all right. Because Arbor was kind of, and Rempe usually has no. I expect him to drop the gloves and go right there, but he appeared to me like he backed away. He didn't really want to go, which sort of surprised me. But maybe I misread it.
Well, Rempe did get his lunch fed to him by Jackeye before, so maybe he wouldn't want to go again. Or, more than likely, what happened was his head coach told him not to mess around, because if he were to have a big tilt with Jackeye, it might wake up the Canadians and get them moving again.
Yeah, but they weren't behind at the time. That wasn't like... Nope. And also, typically, fourth line winger, versus a defenseman, you don't mind that trade-off, right?
Usually no. But again, you don't want to wake up the Canadians because their legs went to sleep after that first period.
The second period was the Rangers for sure. They were lucky to escape it, really. And it wasn't because Monty. I'm not going to say Monty held them in there, but they were lucky to escape it. Really, they did have some good chances. They just couldn't quite tip. They had a lot of chances at the side of the net, and they just couldn't, tip ins and stuff, and just missed them. The game was lost along the boards. We got out muscled all game. Your thoughts?
I talked about it a little earlier, and they turned into a grinding match, and the Rangers took over. So, to a point, I do agree with Andy.
Yeah. No, that is a good point. 4:07 a.m. That post came in. So this guy, he predicted that is it Nostradamus? No, it's Andy. Okay, thank you, Andy.
Does he live in England?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe something like that, right? 4:07 wherever he is. Yeah. You can't blame the rest. Well, sorry, Sheldon, but I did. Well, no, I'm not blaming the rest. I'm just saying they shouldn't have fed them those Ritz crackers in the dressing room or in the refs room before the
Now, I'm
third
not
period.
going to blame the referees for that game.
No.
They didn't give anybody an advantage. But the one call that I fully expected them to make was that slash on Caulfield. It was right in front of him.
Yeah. There
Like,
was
if you're
a
going to make
few.
one call,
Right. Yeah. No, that's. I thought the interference, there was a couple flagrant ones that they missed too, but like usually they're calling those all the time now, and they
except now.
certainly did in preseason. You know, you looked at a guy sideways and you got an interference call, but Habs can't rely on comebacks. Not a good recipe for long-term success. They will learn. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, it was the Rangers that came back tonight, but that penalty to start the third period and them scoring, they had to kill that off, right? And they didn't. And then the Rangers kept the momentum going, and it just snowballed from there. But anyway, there's not a heck of a lot more to say about this one. Too bad. Like I say, this was the.
It's your
I
fault.
had that one ready
Totally
in the
your fault.
hopper, ready to put up as my thumbnail, and we'd have like 2,700 people here instead of 700, but not much you can do about it, my friend. You got a puck off going tonight, or?
No, I've got nothing here right now.
Mm.
Didn't get a chance to go to the beer store today.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll have a look. Can you see these comments?
Yep.
You're not able to star any of them, eh? Or okay. If you see something that you want to comment on, feel free to do so.
Sure.
Some Samurai Knight. Marty has to give Dobes the green light. Yeah, he does. I think we're all on board with that. I noticed was not past the blue line end of third. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, gotta blame somebody, right?
True. So
Monty
let's
Monty and
blame
the
Monty.
rest. Monty ain't it. Well, just it's 5 games he's played, right? And he hasn't been great. Goalies have 5-game stretches where they're not fantastic. It just happens to be at the start of the year again, like last year. Let's hope he can get her straightened around. Monty continues his play. He can kiss the Olympics away. Yeah.
Sure.
I think there's probably about 8 goalies in the mix there. I don't particularly like any past Binnington, and I don't know what it is about Logan Thompson. Why they even took Monty over Logan Thompson last year? To be honest with you, it was Thompson that deserved it. And then when they played against each other, right after Thompson, right after it was announced, whatever, Thompson's clearly outplayed him, which I found interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see, but I would give the edge to Thompson right now if you had to choose one of the two. But they seem to not like him with Hockey Canada for some reason. I don't know.
Unknown. But if Montembeault doesn't get an Olympic invite,
that's
is
okay.
that really the worst thing?
That's okay too. Maybe the time off would be good for him, right?
Maybe.
Especially if he's not playing great. And I mean, he's not going to play anyway. Like,
No, he was the third goalie.
He gets the invite. It'll be to friggin' sit in the stands and eat hot dogs. Sit on the end of the bench for 1 or 2 games. So why it's so important that he gets, he gets to, they'll put a gold medal around his neck for not playing a single minute. That's cool for him, but I don't know. Exactly.
And Montembeault, as good as he's been or has shown in stretches, he's not with the Canadians long term. He's more the short term
Absolutely.
relief pitcher kind of plan because they're waiting on Fowler.
Yeah, I believe that. But I also think maybe, I don't rule out Dobes being the starter either, right? I mean, he's
Maybe.
pretty young. He's still pretty young in his professional career. I think if this keeps up, it's going to be kind of Dobes Fowler and whoever may the best man win. Fowler, you expect, but you know as well as I do, Blain, that what you expect for goaltending. You can try to predict who will be the starter and back up for a team, and 3 years later it's completely different. Would you have guessed that Washington would finish first overall with Logan Thompson and Charlie Lindgren as their goalies 3 years ago? Would you have said, Washington will? So goaltending is the hardest thing to predict, and nice of Fowler to get a shot the other night. Demidov and Hudson are awesome. Yes, they are. Laner had a few. You want to talk about brain cramps? You want to talk about Matheson? You know who had more brain cramps that I noticed tonight? I know he's the golden boy, but Blain had more obvious brain cramps or turnovers or whatever you want to call it than Matheson did tonight. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, it wasn't his best game, but
it was not. It happens. And
yeah,
you're allowed
exactly.
to say it. You're allowed to say it, sorry, but that's just it was not Lane's best game. And he is having some trouble keeping pucks in at the blue line. I don't know how many times so far this year he has bobbled, not been able, like it's been Patrice Brisebois, bringing back memories of Brisebois. And that's not good. Brisebois, they breezed by him all the time. He has a lot of pucks that got past him at the blue line that weren't, it wasn't like they were 3 feet off the ground or something like that. He's been having some issues, some troubles keeping the pucks in, and it's stalled quite a few power plays. I love Hudson, obviously. Everyone does, but he's there's room for improvement. It was not his best game tonight. If I were to rank Habs defenseman tonight, Hudson wouldn't be in the top 3 for me. Struble played better than Hudson did tonight for me.
He was more confident when he had the puck. I think Hudson, he's fighting it right now. Like we know he can do more, but right now I don't think he's feeling it. He doesn't have that feel yet.
And wait till he does, right?
Oh yeah.
And he will. And without Hudson at his best, the Canadians are still right at the top of the NHL standings. So that's pretty cool.
That's what Quick was talking to him about. Yeah. Tell him to get his head in the game because he wants him on the Olympic team.
That's right, eh? American. I don't think Quick will be on it, but yeah.
No, especially now there's no kings in the United States, right? So being the next king, you can't do it.
Yeah, there was a few people out today that didn't want a king. There was there something in Halifax today?
Yeah, pictures of King Charles everywhere.
Okay. Imagine a healthy Price Halak duo behind this team. Yeah, okay. Can always imagine. How old's Pricer now? 37?
37?
Yeah. But he'd still be damn good if his knees weren't shot, I guess. Yeah. No, yeah, I can say that. I can see that.
Well, they're gonna have the Price Halak thing again. They're gonna have Dobes and Fowler.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
It's a long-standing tradition in Montreal to have the goalie battle.
Mm-hmm. Slav should not be net front presence. You would you rather have Hudson screening the goalie or Caulfield? I don't know. He's hard to move out of there. He almost had one. He almost had one too, right in the crease. Eh? He
Yeah,
got to it, and he tipped a couple. Kapanen, you don't always notice it. Tips you don't necessarily notice, but he tipped three tonight, and came down
yeah.
close to scoring. He like I've followed and said it before, but Kapanen is really good at tipping pucks in front of the net, and that's another reason why I wouldn't mind seeing him on the power play a little more, because he likes to park himself in the. I've also noticed he must have put on some muscle, because he's hard to move. Like I saw him collide with a couple of guys tonight, and especially along the boards. Like, we didn't win a lot of board battles. Kapman was one of the better Habs along the boards tonight, and was good. He's solid on his skates. He must have a strong lower body.
Yeah, but he's also had years and years of training in the Finnish system, and let's be honest, the Finns know how to develop those grinding type players.
They do. That's a very good point. And he can grind. I really liked Kaplanen's game tonight. Well, we'll have a couple of more here, and then call it a night, I think. The young lad's home, and he'll want to start gaming, so I'm stealing his gaming room here. Terry. Yeah, Terry's got to weigh in here. 4 goals against now, too many games. 5 goals to score every time he starts. Not going to get you in the playoffs. As soon as the Rangers start taking body, it was over. Money is a wash. Dobes, yeah. I guess you're late, Terry. We've those are all things that we all agree on that. Blain, congratulations on the $1 million contract.
Thanks. Yeah, I just paid off the mortgage.
Oh, are you related to Mark Potvin, by the way? Or is Mark Potvin related to you? Do you remember?
There's definitely some Mark Putvins in the family.
Yeah, there is.
There's several.
Okay. But not the former pro hockey player, Mark Potvin.
The one that played for Hartford?
Correct.
I don't know. No, there's no reason I would know that he played for Hartford. Never heard of the guy.
Oh, yeah? You related?
Oh, yeah. All Putvins are related somewhere.
Yeah, well, see? I thought, having seen you play a couple of times, I figured it was more likely you were related to Mark than Denny, but...
Yeah. That'd be a very fair comparison.
No, I've never seen you play. I'm just pulling your leg there.
Most people haven't. I'm usually in the penalty box.
Thanks for coming on, boys. Wish we could have tied it up again. A little cup. Oh, Cole had that friggin' golden chance, eh?
Had he gotten the puck up off the ice a little bit, that would have been perfect.
There'd be another statue in front of the friggin' Bell Center in Caulfield in a week if he'd have scored that one, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Agree with comments on Hudson. He was trying to do a little too much with the puck tonight, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it. Sometimes he tries to do a little too much, and I'd rather he tries to do too much than not, because he can, right? And he always has a couple of exciting rushes, and if they'd have turned into goals, and we'd be talking about how great he was. But so yeah, I that's fair. Monty looks like he has no confidence. He's down early on most of the shots on him. Yeah,
and he's in deep. He's in deep in his net.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta work with him. Monty stats simply stink. Hey, 857 save percentage. Come on, Pierre. That's
It's
top
better than
end.
what I would do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy. Give Monty a break. He will bounce back. Okay. Well,
I'm hoping
yeah.
so.
Like people are being a little heavy on him, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep what is where is Blain's $1 million?
It's
What that
in
meant?
RRSPs now.
Okay. Oh well, Sweet D.
That's right.
Can't win them all. Well said. Well said. Kind of puts it in perspective.
Can't go 82-0. Well,
You know,
it'd be nice if they did, but
but if we would have won it, Sweet D, you know what? First place overall, baby. I had the thumbnail ready to go. So little disappointed that I couldn't get to use the thumbnail and that there's not 3,000 people on here just going ballistic. But hey, you know. Jarosky, another pass on a positive note. Yeah. I think he only played about 8 minutes and he got another point. So I was looking at it. He might be up to 4.3 points per 60, and he might be first overall now in the KHL. So start playing him, man. Yeah. What's this now? Pasco claim 1 million. Well,
it's a new Monopoly game.
yeah.
HabsCast Monopoly.
Scott Powell. I'm just going to say Powell. Sorry if that's not correct, but hey guys, great listening. Thanks for tuning in. Sweet D, at least we got a good fight. Yeah. You know what? Carrick handled himself pretty well.
He did.
I don't know, like maybe you give the edge to Jackeye, but it wasn't certainly one of his primo ones. And Carrick's like 6 foot 202, so more like a light heavyweight than a heavyweight. So I got to give kudos to Carrick for hanging in there pretty good.
Yeah, he did well.
Yeah. All right, folks. I think that's it for tonight. You got any closing remarks?
Just go check out Habs Unfiltered. We're going to be recording another show here this weekend.
Yes.
By the way, I've been told that it is now the world's longest continuously running independent Habs podcast.
Yeah. For those of you, and I keep forgetting every time and coming into it, I keep telling myself I'll put it in my notes next time. Blain, by the way, writes for the Hockey Writers.
Yeah.
And does an outstanding job. He writes for he used to write for Recruits, and he does a bit of writing now for my Patreon, HabsCast Patreon page. He scouts.
Yeah.
He's and hosts a great podcast with Matt and Trage, Habs Unfiltered. Check it out sometime. The guys are great. They haven't had me on. It's been too long since they had me on, so maybe that's why it keeps slipping my mind.
Maybe.
Hint, hint. Get me on, and you'll get plugs more often.
Well, now that Treg's set up and I'm home more often than not, we'll have more shows. Matt's deployed, so that kind of takes him off the table for a bit.
Well, sounds like you need a third wheel there once in a while.
Once in a while.
You know my name. You know my number. All right. Habs Unfiltered. Check it out after you've watched the HabsCast, of course. And those guys do a great job. The more Habs content up there, quality content, the better. And thanks for you should have done this earlier, and I'll ask it more often. You got anything to say, Blaine? And you'll remind me. But oh yeah, by the way, I've got a podcast. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, every now and then, I'll remind you.
Yeah, please do, because for some reason I keep forgetting, and honestly, it's not on purpose. So, okay, well, thanks, Blaine, for coming on another Saturday night in Halifax. You're about to turn into a pumpkin there.
Yeah.
We'll get you off here before midnight strikes. So, everybody, thanks for coming on. I wanted to hit 1,000, but 971. Hey, considering they lost, that's a great a great number as it is too. Okay, I'll try to. I don't know if I'll be on Monday night or not, but I'll try to do a live one tomorrow. Rick and I has prospect of the week. We're gonna start doing covering the draft a little more on the Sunday show too. So tune in to that one tomorrow, folks, and hope to see you then. All right. Everybody have a good night. Blaine, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.